Many bike brands offer a specifically aerodynamic frame and a specifically lightweight frame for climbing, one assumes. For example, Trek's Madon versus Trek's Emonda. But the question of which bike is quicker on which course is a bit more complex than simply mountains versus flat. In fact, it takes quite a lot of complex analysis. So we thought, who better to ask about which bike to use on what kind of course than those really at the cutting edge of performance? So at the Giro d'Italia, we asked some World Tour team mechanics which bike their riders use depending on the course. Here we are talking to a mechanic from Trek Segafredo who's going to describe to us why riders choose certain bikes for certain stages and different bikes for other stages. I can see you've got different bikes here. You've got the Emonda for some riders and the Aero bike for others. Do they get to choose on a daily basis?
They have 3 bikes here in the Giro. So if they prefer an Emonda, they have 2 Emondas and 1 Madon. And then they can choose each stage what they want. Like today, we have 4 Emondas, 4 Madons. It's all the way up and down. So and then they can choose also the height of the wheels. The biggest difference is the Emonda is climbing bike. So the weight is a little bit lower than the Madon, and it's built to be in the mountains. So yeah, they can choose what they want. Yeah.
But do your Emondas have weights in to make them 6.8 kilos?
With the disc brake bikes, I think only the really low sizes. We need to put some weight in. Depends on which wheels they ride. And of course, we have also the Velon device in the Giro, what is included in the 6.8. Yeah.
And the Madon, how much does it come in at with the deep section wheels? How much of a weight penalty do they pay for using the Aero bike?
If they ride 6 centimeter high wheels, the bike is around 7.3, 7.4. If you compare them with a 6.8 bike in the mountains, can make a small difference, yes, for sure.
How late can the rider tell you? If they decide 5 minutes before the start to change bike, you're a bit I think.
They can do that, but we prefer not. And also that they have only 1 power meter, so the crank, yes. And then they ride the stage without power meter. But of course, they are the king, so we do what they want. And yeah, but we prefer the day before.
Yeah, better to know the day before.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you whether your riders in general prefer the S5 or the R5, or whether they get to choose by each race through the season.
Yeah, it's a big mix. A few guys really like the S5, others do the R5. Sometimes they mix, some guys stay the whole year on one bike. It's just what they can choose.
So any rider who you think changes bikes the most often, they look at the stage and they say, oh, today I'm going to be in the wind, I want the Aero bike, or today mountains, the climbing bike?
Yeah, or bad roads or whatever, yeah.
Which bike do they choose for bad roads?
Actually the S5. Because they think the R5 is a bit stiffer and harder than the S. Yeah.
So which bike have they chosen today for today's stage?
It's a mix again. It's like we've got 3 or 4 Rs and we've got the rest is all S5. So it's a mix of things. So we've got 2 guys, they do the R5 to all Giro.
And what's the weight penalty for the S5? How much more does it weigh than the R5?
It's not much difference actually. No, we got like if we got really into the mountains and we got another set of wheels, like even a lower set, and then they can choose for even lighter weight wheels, and then sometimes we can get in trouble with it. But that's for the S5 and the R5.
So it's more about the ride feel than the weight. So it's more that they feel more comfortable, maybe.
We've got bikes that actually are like a bit heavier in the mountains, but they feel better on it. So that's what it is. Like, it's all about the feelings, not about the weight on the end.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you got to feel good to ride well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wanted to ask you, why are all your riders on the giant TCR and not the Propel?
Here we have the team is basically beautiful climbs, so guys we're going to help on the climbs or before that. Nobody here is a real sprinter, so that's the main reason. So we have few guys who couldn't sprint, or maybe have the second, third bike a Propel, but not here.
So they get to choose which bike to bring to the Giro, and they chose to bring the TCR?
Yeah, and basically we have a little bit in base of what the riders here. This is the main climber or supporter for that. So it's the lighter bike, it's comfortable, so yeah, that's the main reason.
And how much more heavy is the Propel than the TCR?
It's not really much more heavy, a little bit, but it's more aerodynamic and let's say for climbs, they prefer the TCR.
And it feels different? You think it's the ride feel as much as the weight that they choose the TCR?
No, it's not just about the weight, but a little bit about the stiffness and other points. All the riders here, they just have, if I'm not wrong, all just TCRs.
Enrico, ¿me puedes decir por qué? ¿Por qué los corredores eligen una bicicleta de montaña en algunas etapas y una bici aero en otras etapas?
Sì, diciamo che al ciclista le gusta sempre che la bici sta muy leggera, e questo sta normale, ma sta cambiando anche questa modalità, perché se tu mira, molti corridori tiene la bicicletta reacto, che sta una bici molto veloce, per arrivo molto rapido, però le gusta anche per la montagna, per la salida. E questo sta un poquito sta cambiando, no, mentalità, perché toda le tappe tiene sempre la tappa muy rápida, no? E dipende la tappa, le gusta anche la bicicletta scultura.
So, ¿y cuánto pesa más la bici más rápida?
No, tiene sempre un minimo de peso de UCI de 6 kg e 800 grammi e máximo tiene una bicicleta de 7 kg cuando está más pesante.
Pues lo más pesante es 7 kilos, solo son 200 gramos.
Sí, ma dice la tecnología que no importa siempre i 200 grammi, ma está muy rápida.
Y es un poco más, ¿cómo se siente en la bici? Si la bici es más rápida, es más rígido.
Sì, e questo le gusta perché il ciclista vuole stare molto rapido e quindi questo le gusta.
So, in summary, there was actually more variation than I thought. Most teams allow their riders to choose the bike depending on the stage, and a surprising amount of that choice appears to be based on ride feel, which is kind of surprising to me. You'd think that riders would care more about how fast they go than about how the ride feels, but there you go. The other conclusion I draw from this is that maybe pro teams aren't actually the best people to ask about this question because of the UCI's minimum weight rule. So a lot of really lightweight bikes would have weights in the down tube just to make sure that it reaches the minimum 6.8 kilos. And with technology these days, most aero bikes aren't that much heavier. So actually the advantages of a lightweight bike in terms of weight saving are minimised in Pro Tour teams. Well, I hope you found this interesting. If you want to hear a little bit more about aerodynamics, why not check out Cy and I making a video in the wind tunnel in Milan.